So today we're going to be attempting the Saskatoon counting IP scenario at SadServers.com. It's an easy level scenario, and what we are tasked with doing is accessing the access.log file in the home/admin directory. And what this log file consists of is all the HTTP requests made by different IP addresses. And what we have to do is find the IP address which has made the most requests. So I'll start up the server, and we'll start off by viewing the access.log file and seeing what sort of information it consists of. So cd/home admin now we'll list all the files in that directory, and as you can see there is an access.log file, and we'll use the tail command to view the last few lines of that file. Okay, so each line represents a HTTP request sent by a certain IP address and all the information to do with it. And as you can see, each line starts off with the IP address and has the information like the time at which it was sent and what sort of information the request was trying to receive. Now, just from first thoughts, we're going to be utilizing our Linux file management and handling tools. So things like commands like sort, cut, and we're going to be extracting the IP address from this file. So from what I'll start off by doing is using the cut command to extract all the IP addresses and only the IP addresses, and we'll do this by providing a delimiter, which in this case would be the dash, and we want to separate all the information in each line using the dash, and then we'll extract different parts from it. So we'll use the -d option and then pass in dash as the delimiter, and then -f to pick up which part we want from the line. So everything before the first dash is the first part, everything before the second dash is the second part, and so on. But in this case we don't care if there's any more other dashes, we just want the one that's before the first dash, which is the IP address. It's the main piece of information that we want. And as you can see, that command extracts all the IP addresses. Now we can try sorting and we see that there are multiple IP addresses, and now what we want to do is count the number of occurrences for each IP address, and to do that we can use the uniq command. Now I'll have a look at the help section to see which option to use, and yes, so we can use the -c, which will basically count up each occurrence and then display the number of occurrences for each IP address. So uniq-c, and let's see what that outputs. So it looks like we first get the number of occurrences and the IP address. Now what we can do now is sort this by the number of occurrences and get the most occurring IP address at the top. So we'll sort it by numeric value and then reverse, so that the most occurring IP address is at the top. Now I'll do that and then I'll put it to head, so that we get the top 10 lines, or the top few lines. And as you can see, it sorted everything by the number of occurrences. So the most occurring IP address is at the top. Now what we need to do is output this to the highest ip.txt file. And we can do that using echo Now if we cat highest ip.txt, we can see that the IP address with the most occurrences is now in that file. So let's check our solution, and it's correct.